Butt, feeling like a weenie, but now it's 5:30. It's time for a martini. Welcome to our show. Welcome to our Kiki, the 5:30 Quarantini.
Hello and
Hello
welcome to the 5:30 Quarantini. I am Michael Hull.
And I'm Dylan Bustamante.
And this is gonna be fun.
Yes.
Welcome to Happy Hour, you guys. Happy Thursday, happy hour.
Happy sunniest day in the world.
65 degrees in New York City.
And in the sun, it felt like 70s. 70s and sunny. It was perfect.
I went out there in my t-shirt and my mask. And I lived it up for a few hours.
Absolutely. I even wore shorts, Michael.
Dylan.
I know. I was pretending it was summer. I was getting ready for the tan. The tan of it all.
Hi, guys. I see people arriving in the comments. Welcome to the show. If you are new here, we don't know you're here until you comment. So please come on in, drop a comment, and we can show you some love, just like Dylan is doing right now, making his way through the virtual crowd, highlighting some people. Hi, Layla. Welcome. We're happy to see you. What a show we have coming your way. We are joined today, Dylan. I know we've been excited about this all day. We're joined by a Broadway legend. She's very young to be a legend, but I'm going to use the word legend. Usually legends, they're like old people, but this girl never stops working.
No,
and never stops delivering.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's true.
But first things first, Dylan, it's been 2 weeks since we were here live on the internet.
Yes.
How you been? What have you been up to?
Great. It went, I guess if it was 2 weeks ago, we went from like wintry snow to like beautiful sun. So that's been a whole different world, whole different game.
When last we were live, it was a snowstorm.
Yeah.
And now it's a 65-degree day in beautiful New York City.
And it's my favorite weekend of all year.
What's that?
It is daylight savings. So now it's going to be early and like the days are getting longer. It's going to be great. It's the best.
I forgot about daylight savings. I'm thrilled about that. Other things that have happened since we last met in this purple and yellow party room. The Oprah interview. Have you watched?
Of course I watched.
Now listen, I'm not a big, I don't watch The Crown. I don't watch any of those shows. But this interview got me super into the drama of the British monarchy.
Well, then maybe you should watch The Crown now.
I mean, maybe I should.
It goes all the way back to the beginning. I mean, it was truly, I just stood there in silence for most of it. It felt a little, well, first of all, Oprah's the perfect interviewer.
She's amazing.
She's perfect. She's amazing. But it was just very shocking. And, it just made you believe don't always believe what you read in the newspapers.
And I know there's been like some weird, it's weird that we even have this conversation, but there's been some weird, like, do you believe it? I fully believe everything that was in that broadcast.
Absolutely.
I am Team Meghan. And I had the best time. I also see some people talking about in the comments saying, can we talk about Piers Morgan? I don't have a ton to say about this, although that clip, I watched a clip this morning of,
which one of him?
Of, what's her name? Shutting him down. It'll come back to me, but we'll talk more about that later. But it's everything, and I hope he gets what's coming to him. How about that?
Absolutely.
What else has happened? It's the finale of Drag Race UK tonight.
I didn't realize that tonight was the finale.
UK, hun.
Okay.
It's we're at the top 4. This is my British accent. It's why I've never played a British role before, because it's very bad.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Are you rooting?
Who are you rooting for?
I am rooting for Rooting for them all, I guess. I'm almost rooting for Ellie Diamond only because so many people are rooting against Ellie Diamond, and I find Ellie charming. So, like, I'll be in Ellie's corner if no one else is going to be in Ellie's corner. How about that?
I'm here for Bimini Bamboo Lash,
who's apparently the most followed queen in the entire UK franchise. She has
believe it.
All the other queens. She's the most followed, which is so funny because she started as a bit of a sleeper, and now
she did. Well, then they got to go away for 9 months in the middle because COVID hit, and then she came back and she was like a whole new person.
They went away for 9 months. She spent the whole time upside down on a chair, doing doing aerobics, and she came back. She's ready to slay the game. It's gonna be great. Speaking of things that are gonna be great, Dylan, it's happy hour. What do you say we jump into this?
Let's jump on in. I am ready.
Me too, you guys, because today's guest bartender is truly a Broadway icon. She made her Broadway debut in 2004 with the musical Good Vibrations, and she has barely taken a day off of working since.
It's true. And if you're playing a drinking game at home, if you hear us say the words Good Vibrations, take a drink. Because she's been seen in several Broadway shows, including both productions of Spring Awakening.
That's right, Spring Awakening and Spring Awakening 2, the Back in the Habit. Spring Awakening, Back in the Habit.
Spring Awakening 2, Back in the Habit. Mm-hmm. The Addams Family, First Date, In the Heights, and of course, Good Vibrations.
Good Vibrations. This is empty, but it won't be soon. She's also no stranger to your television set, having been seen on Gossip Girl, Daybreak, Quantico, Trial and Error, Soundtrack, and of course, we all know and love her from season 2 of Smash as the diva, amazing diva herself, Ana Vargas.
Yes, and speaking of Smash, Krysta is a regular at my homeland, 54 Below, where you probably have seen her jamming out with the Iconis family, starring in Hit List, The Jonathan Larson Project, and her phenomenal solo show, which all I'm going to say is if you have not seen the Bay Vita medley, after this broadcast, just type in Bay Vita. It'll be the first thing that pops up, and watch.
And watch it. She also starred in the highly anticipated musical version, and by highly anticipated, I mean the most highly anticipated musical version on stage of anything ever, which of course was Disney's Hercules, which finally got its day in the sun at the Delacorte in 2019. And soon you'll be able to see her as Liza Minnelli in the new Netflix series. I half committed to a Liza impression there.
I heard a little bit of it.
Listen, she's here, so why would I do a Liza impression? As Liza in the new Hitflix series, Halston. So needless to say, we have so much to catch up on. Let's go ahead and meet today's guest bartender, Krysta Rodriguez.
There goes a man with the camera, his sunglasses shade his eyes. There goes a man who seems that he knows a star. There goes a tourist too scared to answer me. There goes a dancer too scared to answer me. An artist who winked as she passed by. When you're walking in the darkness, somewhere lost and far away, you'll be reaching for an answer. You'll be calling out my name. When you're running from perdition like a dirty-headed saint, you will hear me in the shadows. You'll be calling out my name. I can feel the clear and present dangers when she learns that the boy has got me pulled in a new direction. I think I like it. That was good. I think I like it. Do it again. I'm being pulled in a new direction. As I keep on spinning around and around, and I look at the people who've worked it all out, and I wonder why I'm still a bundle of doubt. And sometimes I wanna just stand up and shout, just commit and deal with it before your life flies by. Don't let your life fly by. Maybe it's safer if I don't try.
Work! Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
God, applause. It's been so long. Hey.
We have a whole room of people sitting on Zoom in a separate room clapping for you, and we'll just pump them in.
Just like on The View, and watch what happens live when they're just
exactly.
Oh my gosh,
Krysta,
welcome to the show.
Hi, Chelsea Handler.
Yes, thank you.
I even tried to put it in the chat.
Oh my God. That takedown is unbelievable. Where she's like, you didn't even pay attention to me for 60 seconds. And he was like, well, I didn't have to. And she was like, well, maybe that's why you're not going to be on television anymore. Oh my God.
Chelsea Handler.
I'm obsessed with her.
Love it.
Yes.
Krysta, that voice just doesn't stop. That was like those minute and 50 seconds were the best minute and 50 seconds of my day thus far.
You got some good vibrations clips in there too.
Dylan made up this drinking game as we went live. I didn't know we were playing it.
I know. Well, I just sort of, but truly, there's like a little me in a green sweater running around.
It's true. And then I had a moment where because of course that video is from how long ago was that now? So
say 18 years.
Yeah, 18 years ago. Impossible. The quality was perfect, let me tell you. But I was just like being like, which one is Krysta? And I found you getting lifted up in that opening number or whatever number that was.
Oh my gosh. Well, we have a lot to catch up on today, as we may have alluded to in our introduction.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But first things first, it is a happy hour broadcast. So Broadway's Krysta Rodriguez, what is your drink of choice today?
Well, today, what I had in my house, and I thought it would be nice to celebrate this warm day, is a margarita.
Ooh, perfect.
All right.
Yes, and I have this, I cheat a little bit, and I have this margarita mix, but it's really good margarita mix, this Trace Agaves.
Ooh, okay.
It's really good. And they have a strawberry one, too, but this is just the regular lime one.
Oh my God, fierce. When it's not a lockdown... and anyone watching who's not from New York Theater District doesn't understand this question, but when it's not a lockdown, where is your Theater District margarita of choice?
Okay, so I know I'm supposed to say Blockheads, but...
You can say anything you want. There are no wrong
You
answers.
don't have to say Blockheads. I wouldn't.
It's Hell's Kitchen, you guys.
Yes!
Kitchen.
Oh my God,
I have forgotten a lot of hours at Hell's Kitchen. I swear to God. Those drinks... Half of them. Half of one will do it for you.
Yeah.
There was one time they did one where it was like a wine margarita and then they did a red wine floater on top.
Mm-hmm. I've had that before.
Please wake me up.
We love Hell's Kitchen. We used to play this game. Dylan and I and a few of our friends would play this game because they have that big window that opens in the front where you can basically look out into the avenue. We used to, after we would get out of a show, we would go sit in the window and drink like 2 of those. And we would try to spot, oh my God, this is making me miss the real world. We would try to spot like playbills sticking out of people's pockets or bags. And we would yell to them. We'd say, what did you see? And they'd be like, me? And we'd be like, yeah. And they'd be like, Mean Girls. And we'd be like, did you like it?
Did you like it?
And we would get the direct from the horse's mouth. We would get the scoop on everything playing.
No, you get the direct from the horse's mouth. You take the train home from a show. And you are... literally sometimes sitting next to someone who saw your show, talking about your show, not realizing you're sitting right next to them.
Oh my gosh.
Rookies, you guys, anytime you see a show, there's a 10-block radius rule or a train, like
or just
one
like
transfer
take a scan. Yeah. If someone looks like they got a little mic tape on their neck or a little eyelash glue, just assume either they were in the show or they know someone who was in that show.
Yeah. Oh my God, the mic tape, 900%. A dead giveaway.
Yeah, just remember we don't make enough money to take cabs. So we are on the train. Wherever you're going, we're there.
Broadway stars, you guys, they're just like us.
They're just like us.
Taking that A train back uptown. Oh my God, amazing. Well, I've got my tequila ready to go. I do not have a mix, but I'll be shaking some stuff along with you.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I have got, oh shoot. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna go get my ice.
Yeah, do it.
Oh, no worries.
Since Dylan, since I don't have the fancy margarita mix, I'll be doing agave, some triple sec, and some lime juice. What's your journey today?
That is exactly mine, I think. Yeah.
Oh, you know what I did forget? Soda water. I forgot soda water, so it's gonna be very strong.
I did not forget soda water. But I did bring, initially I brought the soda water that, I always keep one that isn't zhuzhed, because I feel like sometimes if you zhuzh it and then put it in the fridge, it like loses some of its zhuzhiness.
Okay.
So I like to zhuzh my soda water, like a soda stream bottle. I like to keep it cold, and then when I need it, I take it out of the fridge and zhuzh it and make it all
is putting it in the soda stream and hitting the button.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, great. I just want to make sure we were on the same zhuzhing. Yeah. Great.
Yeah,
my thing has some smudge in it, so I am just going to mix it right in the cup. But before I do, I'm going to get fancy.
Oh.
A little citrus, rub it around the rim.
Oh, are you salting?
I have some salt on a plate with a little cayenne pepper because I like it a little spicy.
Got fierce.
And then I just roll it across. And then
are you also going to pour? Are you also going to pour red wine in there as well as a little floater?
I don't have any.
It's the first drink of the day. I think we need to start a little bit slower than that.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I do have a question for you, Krysta. Have you ever had the chili lime seasoning from Trader Joe's?
I have not, I don't think.
Okay, one of the first people we ever had on this show was Danny Quadrino, and he made margaritas, but he wanted to make it a little spicy, so he told us to get this chili lime seasoning from Trader Joe's. Yeah. And you put that on the rim, and it is like the perfect rim to a margarita that you ever could want.
I love that. You know where else another fave margarita place of mine is Dos Caminos.
Oh, yeah.
I do love Dos Caminos.
They do a really good mango margarita. And it's fun to people watch there, too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I did a Dos Caminos moment on the sidewalk. Yeah.
Okay, you can say shit. Yeah.
It's the internet.
I spilled all over my computer. So
oh, no.
That's great.
Oh, no.
Okay. It's going to be great. Alcohol's good for computers, right?
Yeah, that's what they say. Do you need a minute? We can play your intro video again.
No.
I'll watch you sing for 2 minutes again.
Yeah. I'm just going to cover that up. Well, I'll put it in rice later, and we're going to hope that did something okay. I thought there wasn't any tequila left in the bottle, so I was like, I'll just finish it out. And it just poured everywhere.
That's another trick that Danny Quadrino taught us, which is just closing your eyes and pouring and praying.
And just pour. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's basically what happened, and it was a mistake. Danny Quadrino.
Did you put up the Danny Quadrino pour alert? Of course you did.
Of course.
Okay. Mine is ready.
All right. Cheers, you guys.
Wait, I have to pour mine out.
Dylan, what have you been doing?
Dylan, exclamation point.
I don't know what I've been doing. I feel like I missed something. Where's my soda water? It just fit perfectly.
You know, I don't mess with the soda water in the marg.
Well, anyway, cheers.
Cheers, you guys.
Cheers.
It is
65
officially
degrees
happy hour.
To drinking these outdoors one more time, I guess.
Yes, I'm gonna close my eyes for a second and imagine we're at Blockheads and Hell's Kitchen and Dos Caminos. Mm-hmm. And it feels like 2019 all over again. Speaking of which, shout out to friends of our show, and you're a friend of their show. I was listening back to your episode of Drama, the Connor and Dylan McDowell podcast, which Connor and Dylan are former guests of our show. But I was listening back to your episode today, and it was just so you were in the months before pandemic, and it was just like such a weird time capsule. But my gosh, so now it feels very cool to be talking to you today, kind of at the year mark of and we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. As long as we keep our masks on and stay focused, I feel like a whole lifetime has gone by.
It has. Because someone will say something, they're like, I did something recently. I'm like, no, you didn't. It's been a year. That's not recently.
You think you've done something recently.
You think you have. It's been a year.
Yeah. Especially as of today. I think so. Today would be the last day a year ago.
Yeah.
For you to go see a Broadway show, except for, I believe, there was a matinee of Phantom on that Thursday before Broadway shut down.
Of course there was a matinee of Phantom.
It was like a 1 p.m. matinee of Phantom, of course.
The last grasp of maybe
of course,
it's
that
going
was
to be
the last. That was the last show to be on Broadway. And then, tomorrow will be officially 1 year since I sprinted out of bed when I heard Cuomo say that Broadway was closed. And I was like, I should get to work.
Yeah. The amount of times that's happened total is so few that it was like such a big deal. And I was shooting that day, and we were looking at all the crew was like, oh, SVU shut down. Oh, Blue Bloods shut down. And we're like, we're not going to shut down. We're a mini series. They're not worried about us. And then I was on my way to work on that Friday, the 13th. And that's when we shut down, the 13th. So I had a whole extra day.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was for Halston you were filming? Oh, wow. So, and then how long did you go back?
Liza Minnelli, on Liza Minnelli's birthday, shooting our final scene before we were in a plane set. So we're like in an airplane with like 70 people background, like in this like enclosed space. And we're like, ha ha ha, and it's just running rampant through this little. Not really, but you know what I mean.
Right. That's so
I remember when it all started, and we were like, "Oh, we'll be fine. It's not going to happen." I remember I spent the week running. You know, we were making jokes, which now seem insensitive, but we were like, "We're going to get a COVID ticket. I'm going to run up to whatever show and be like." You're trying to sell a ticket.
Well, I was trying to get reservations for restaurants that I couldn't ever get reservations for.
Right. Oh, that's
the New York way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, to be like, now is my time to get in while everyone else is at home for,
Yeah.
And then we were sure it was going to be 2 weeks.
2 weeks. They shut us down for 2 weeks. And then
here we are. Speaking of which, so we're going on a year. How have you been? It's so nice to see your face. And I feel like we all got so used to seeing each other because, 50 below and it's a small, small world here in the biggest city in the world. But we haven't seen you in a year. How are you? How have you been?
I've been good. I mean, a lot of it is a blur, which I guess I would prefer than some other things.
Right. And
remembering every excruciating moment of it. But I've sort of done a lot of things. The TV show that shut down, the Halston show, we came back. So we got to finish shooting at the end of last year, right before Christmas. And I got a motorhome and traveled with my parents around the country in a motorhome.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That sounds like so fun.
Yes. And we, with our dogs and we just piled into this thing. And when I was a kid, we used to travel in a motorhome. So it was sort of like it's the perfect COVID way to travel. Your bathroom, your restaurant, your bed, everything is there. And you can go to remote places and whatever. And I renovated a house while we lived we parked in the driveway of a house in Kansas. We have some family in Kansas, and we renovated a house. And I started doing interior design. And then I went back and did a TV show. And now here we are.
Yes, I warned you all that Krysta doesn't rest. Oh my goodness. Has interior design and home reno been something in rolling around in there for a while, or is this a newfound passion?
No, whenever it's sort of my blood. My grandfather was a contractor, and my uncle was a contractor, electrician. And so my mom, when she was young, she used to go to work sites and stuff. And then it was just sort of born out of when I was a kid. We used to move into the fixer-upper house, and we tried to get the best school district, but the falling apart house. And so when I was a kid, I never liked any of that. I was like, oh my God, this place is a piece of junk. I wanted to be where all my friends were living in these gorgeous houses. But we would fix up the house and live in it and sell it and whatever. And so then it started to really get in my blood, and I would walk into rooms and I would tear down walls in my head, or be I would rearrange this, or this window needs this, and it's just a second nature thing to me. And then of course, the rise of HGTV and all that stuff, I was a major Trading Spaces fan.
Who wasn't a
I was an early adopter of the home improvement shows. And
I'm so into this. Go on.
Yeah, no. So just my mom is a realtor, so she does staging and stuff. So when I was living in LA for a little bit during this, I was helping her, and I was like, this is something I've always enjoyed. It's something there's rarely a thing that I can literally, if I get an idea, I can stay up all night, planning, figuring out, shopping for the right thing. I was living in a temporary house, and I was like, okay, I'm going to decorate it just for fun, and was shopping for things. I don't own this house. I don't live in this house, but I was I'm going to figure out how to make it happen. And so, so part of working on Halston, Halston was very style focused, and he was very interior design focused too. And Liza was not, but she has people that did it for her, And so, I got really inspired by that. And so part of what I'm doing is, I'm doing a redecorate. That's why there's nothing behind me. A redecorating of my house in the style of Halston and Liza, and sort of doing a little homage And
oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, and maybe seeing if people like it and seeing if I can make a side hustle out of it.
I was gonna say, as soon as as soon as it is safe to do so, I'm inviting you over because I've been in my current apartment for 10 years, and so everything is starting to fall apart.
It's very well appointed behind you. You've done a very good job.
Honestly, most of this is new since shutdown because we started doing this show, and it was ugly behind me, so we needed to make it nicer looking.
Yeah. I finally just invested in the good camera. You guys have the good camera.
Yeah,
so
well,
I'm gonna get that.
You're gonna give us some inside scoop on design, and we'll help you on the tech end of things.
And I think that we need to make this an HGTV show.
Yeah.
Like someone call Paige Davis and be
I know.
Krysta
Rodriguez and Paige Davis would look really good next to each other on a poster.
Absolutely.
We're Bob girls.
This is a great idea. Nobody in the audience steal it. But I'm so into this. Krysta, was this ever
Broadway fixer-upper?
Was this ever the plan? Were you ever like, oh, I'm going to be an interior designer, and then fell in love with theater, or
no?
What's the order?
Theater was the goal, end goal, always. Just fixing homes was a thing I did with my parents, and now it's sort of like a thing that I love doing myself, and even if it ends up being just like I think in my blood that I will move to houses and fix them and sell them. I think that is like where I hope that my life is. I was shooting Daybreak out in Albuquerque, and the plan was if we were to get a second season, I was going to buy a house out there and fix it and sell it. And that's always my default. It's what I want to do all the time. So it's an expensive habit, so I don't get to do it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so cool. And also I'm seeing in the comments now, after we're done helping Krysta.
Dying at this.
After we're done helping Krysta, they want us to help Catherine Hahn because her webcam is crusty.
I am dead at this. This is what's so funny because I knew I was going to do this anyway because I have to start doing press for Halston. And so I was like, okay, I should get like one of those nice cameras. And then I saw the Golden Globes and I was like, these people have the worst setup. This is the Golden Globes.
Well, you know what?
Like, you've spent $10,000 on hair and makeup and a dress, and we can't see it because your camera is so bad. And it's like stopping and starting. And then somebody pointed out, and I was like, this is actually very true. The biggest stars who you think should have the best setups don't, because they don't have to do self-tapes anymore.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. You
That's
can really tell
is.
Who has ever done a self-tape and who has not.
Yeah. Catherine Hahn and her webcam, her crusty webcam. Mine's going to be gorgeous, you guys. Please tune in to any Halston Press you can think, just to see how great. I have a backlight, a front light. I got all the things. So.
Oh my gosh, wait.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So Halston, which, you got to go back and finish in an unprecedented time. What were you nervous at all? What was that?
Yes.
What was that vibe like going back to work in the midst of a global pandemic?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I was nervous before the pandemic. The minute this audition came into my inbox, my heart started thumping out of my chest. Like, oh God, I think I need this. I think this is something that I need. And so I was like really stressed about it. And then, but thinking like I would never get it. And then I did. And it was like 5 seconds of like pure elation and then a month and a half of pure terror. Just no idea how I'm going to pull this off. It was very stressful. And I was in a lot of training. I was in movement training, voice training, dance training, like all of this stuff to kind of get what I needed to get out of that. And then we shut down. And it was like, do I forget all of this? How long can I hold all of this in until we don't know when we're coming back? Right. So I let it go and gained a lot of weight and sat on my couch for months. And we would have these little Zooms with our cast and our director. And he's like, we're talking about trying to come back. And I was like, cool. I'm going to need 4 weeks. I'm going to need to lose some weight. I'm going to need to get back into everything. And I was literally in Kansas covered in paint and grime when they called and they were like, can you be back in New York in 2 weeks? And it was so intense that I don't remember all of this. I don't know if this is all in here still. And I hope it was. And in fact, it ended up being better in some ways because there was so much anxiety and anticipation building up the first time. That this time it was I don't have room for that. We have to focus on so many other things. And And Netflix, to their credit, they were one of the first, to start back up. The Prom was like one of the first to come back, and then us. And they are really safe, and I felt safe and comfortable every step of the way.
That's amazing. Dylan, we were just talking about this. This is the Drag Race UK model, where you go off and then you get canceled mid-season, and you go away so that when you come back the second time, you're like, whatever, I got this. I did it when it wasn't a pandemic, so try to stop me now.
And how far into filming were you when everything shut down? Like, how long? And how long was the whole thing supposed to be for? Not
like 12 weeks. So it's only 5 episodes, so it's not like a exceptionally long job. But we had finished the first episode, and we were on the first day of the second episode when we shut down. So we had quite a bit left, and there was a thought in my mind, like, it'd be very easy to just say, you know what, we invested enough in this, and let's just put it to bed. But it's not, and it's coming out.
Well,
does it have an official date yet? Do we know?
It does, and I don't think I'm allowed to say it, but it's very soon. I'll tell you.
I love
sooner
that.
than I would have expected.
Well, when I was like searching for it, you can like find the Netflix link, but it doesn't have anything except for like one sentence about what it is, and then like some cast members. Between
Netflix and Ryan Murphy and all that, it's under lock and key. But soon.
But oh my gosh, and I cannot wait to watch it. So cool, so iconic. Speaking of playing iconic women, this is a bit of a jump. This is a strange segue, but go with me. I'm climbing. You recently, and by recently I mean because we're forgetting the past
at least
year.
A year.
You just did the most anticipated screen to stage adaptation that I think has ever happened. I mean, it was what every Disney nerd had been begging for years and years and years and years and years. We finally got a Hercules stage musical, and you got to play the iconic role of Meg. Speaking of like emails or calls that you get that you're like, oh my God, is this something that I'm going to get to do? Did you understand how exciting it was going to be? Were you like thrilled?
I mean, I was thrilled because not only do I love Hercules, but Meg is just like one of the best characters, and also Susan Egan is a mentor of mine, and we went to the same high school. And in fact, I was going to throw her in the mix on the me and Paige Davis thing because she also renovates houses.
Listen, I will do anything.
So
and she also has the same hairstyle.
I think we would be. I think this is a great idea. But anyway, so she had like tweeted in 2014, like, I would like Krysta to play it if it was ever going to happen. And so it came in as just a workshop. It wasn't, an audition or anything. It was like, just come in and do the workshop. So I was like, oh, this is cool. This is exciting. And I had never done anything at Delacorte. I'd done some like, fundraiser or whatever stuff for the public, but I'd never done a show there. So that was really exciting. And I'd never worked with Public Works, which was really cool. So we did a bunch of readings before we even got anyone, Public Works, there's 250 people in the show or whatever. So it was just kind of a couple of us, workshopping it out, and it was really great. And then there was a moment in time where I wasn't going to get to do it, which I was disappointed in. And then it came back around. And then when it announced, I think that people retroactively think they've been begging for it. But like the reason it didn't get made is because Alan Menken and David Zippel, they were like, no one cared about Hercules. It wasn't their like biggest hit.
I don't know about that, Krysta, because not to throw shade at any other Disney musical ever, but I can recall at least twice that Disney has announced a musical, and I happen to be a Disney nerd, so I hear the Disney nerd rumblings. Mm-hmm. I can recall at least twice that Disney has announced a musical, and people have been like, not Hercules?
Yeah.
Why do we need this? We're still waiting for Hercules.
Well, it was like people weren't stopping them on the street about it. And it's so funny because it lends itself so well to Broadway because it was filled with Broadway people.
Right.
The movie. Yeah. It's got the LaShawns, it's got Lillias White, it's got
Cheryl Freeman.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's actually perfect for it. But they were kind of like, oh, we'll just throw it out here to see if people bite. And then I was not prepared. Yeah. I wasn't prepared. I don't think any of us were prepared for what it was going to be. So for me, it was just like fulfilling a little childhood dream. And then it turned out to be the ticket of the century.
The hottest ticket in town. People were scaling the walls of the Delacorte to try to get in there.
People were having picnics out at the castle and out thing. We could see people like cheering, clapping and stuff from that. It was so fun. It's so fun to do a public works show that is so communal and so interactive with a show that people already know, because most of the time it's original musicals.
Right.
So as soon as the music starts playing and everyone's cheering, you're like, this is amazing. It was similar to, I did Chorus Line at the Hollywood Bowl, and that was also like, as soon as the lights come up again and everyone's like, yeah, the Chorus Line you sort of know is going to be, a maniacal time. This was such a surprise, which was great.
Yeah, well, Chorus Line is a known entity, and this was
right.
Listen, I never doubted it. I knew it was coming.
Yes,
sorry, I didn't call you to warn you, but I knew people were going to be jumping over fences and clawing their way.
I know, and now I feel like bad that every time I saw David Zippel or Alan Menken, I wasn't like Hercules.
You weren't like when's Hercules? Yeah,
because apparently that's all they needed.
Now you should. Now you should.
I don't know if this is a great approach moving forward, but maybe we should just ask theater makers for what we want. I mean, that's what I'm learning. Just start asking for what you want, because that's what they want to know.
They are listening. They're wondering what you might want.
Well, it was a huge mega success. You were fantastic in it. And we're also going to use it as our segue into today's game of the day. Today's game of the day is inspired by Krysta Rodriguez's star performance as Meg in Hercules. Now, Hercules was arguably one of the most anticipated Disney stage musicals ever, and had Disney fans clamoring for this stage musical for as long as I can remember. Broadway I lost my place in the script because Dylan wrote it today. For today's game of the day, I'm going to imagine what other Broadway musicals might look like if they were headlined by iconic Disney characters. So here's how your game is going to work.
Okay.
I think it's great. My boyfriend thinks it's weird. It's going to be a blast. I'm going to read you a plot synopsis or tag of a Broadway musical being reimagined through the eyes of a beloved Disney character.
Okay.
The answer to each clue is going to be the name of a musical and the name of a Disney character mashed up together and overlapping on a sound. And what's important to remember is it's always going to be a sound, not necessarily a letter. So let me give you an example.
Thank you.
For example, if I read, she won't say she's in love, but you will find the leading lady of this Disney classic, step, kick, kick, leap, kick, touching across the stage in her newest Broadway hit, you would answer Megara chorus line.
Megara chorus line.
Megara, a chorus line that overlap on the sound up.
The sound of the
So it's kind of like a before and
after.
Yeah.
From
and in the example, the A does happen to be the same letter, but
right,
it doesn't
but
always have to be the same letter. It just it'll fit in your mouth more than it will fit on the page always.
Okay.
Got it.
It's in my mouth.
Okay. and I should let you know, as always, since I made today's game, Dylan hasn't seen it. He didn't know it was coming, which means he's on your team, as are everybody in the audience. So everybody's here for you except for me. And if you get stuck, you can, Dylan will help you out, or you can also just kill some time. The audience is on a little bit of a delay, so kill some time and keep one eye on the comments. Someone will come in and swoop in and help you out. If you get the answer right, you will hear Alex Newell riffing. And if you get the answer wrong, you will hear something else.
Okay.
All right. So let's jump in. Here comes your first clue. Dispatched from the people who haven't yet brought you Hamilton comes a new musical. No longer trapped behind her palace walls, our high-flying heroine opens up a bodega with her pet tiger. But when a blackout falls on the city, things aren't looking shining, shimmering, or splendid anymore.
Oh, boy. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I know the two shows.
So we're looking one show and one character. And I'll give you the show is the one you've done.
Yes, I know the show. And I think I know the character in Jasmine in the Heights. There it is.
Yes, work. That would be Jasmine the Heights.
Jasmine the Heights.
Jasmine.
So wait, are they all female leads?
No.
Oh, because I was gonna say Aladdin the Heights.
I was
Aladdin the Heights.
That's also Aladdin, Jasmine.
You know, I'll give you 2 points for that one because you gave me 2 answers. Great. We're already ahead of ourselves. All right, you're 1 for 1. And I see Jasmine the Heights is my new drag name. Yes, love it. And I see a lot of people were throwing out pieces of the puzzle. Got to get them together for the point.
Get them together. Mm-hmm.
Here comes your next.
I'm really taking this seriously.
I am glad you are. I'm going to take this next one seriously because it involves some acting for me. So here it comes. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Helen. What's the story? It's probably something boring and depressing because those are the only stories anyone ever tells me. Okay, if you want to call me back, you can just dial the 100-acre wood and ask for me.
I know the show and I know the character. I just have to figure out how they all fit together.
Can we just have Michael do that one more time for everyone?
Yeah.
It takes forever.
Bye bye Birdie or.
Bye bye Birdior.
I'm glad you got that because I couldn't figure out Eeyore.
I mean,
I like the comment, poo, bye bye Birdie.
You were close, Joy.
Really close.
No cigar. Bye bye Birdior. Way to go, Audrey. You nailed that one. Your own thing. Not quite, but all that counts is that Krysta is 3 for 2. 3 points and 2 questions already, so this is impressive. All right, here comes your next one. Bless my soul. This evil sorceress and former advisor to the Emperor is on a roll with her elaborate schemes. Now, if only she could find the right lever.
Shoot. I don't know this character's
That's okay.
name.
You have
I
help.
think I have it just because I've been playing villainous a lot in the pandemic. Is it I'm not gonna be able to say it. Herculesma?
Yes, Herculesma. I was
Pull the-
particularly.
Yzma, is that a Disney?
That's Eartha Kitt. That's
Eartha
I know,
Kitt
but is
has-
it Disney?
Yeah, that's Disney.
It
Yeah.
is.
It's
Oh,
Disney.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Why do I think it might not be? Okay, gotcha.
Herculesma. All right, you're going to get that point because, like I said, Dylan's on your team. So,
Great.
so far,
Thanks,
you are
Dylan.
nailing.
I knew the shows. Didn't know her name.
Here comes another trickier one, but DreamWorks going to make teamwork's going to make the dream work here.
Okay.
Move over, Captain, because there's a new apex predator in town. This mister is trading in his signature red cap and blue striped shirt for a cute pink outfit and some Louboutin heels. We're taking off for a revenge party, and we may never, never land.
Okay, well, we got Mean Girls.
We sure do.
We got, I'm thinking, is it Billy Bigelow?
What?
Billy Bigelow?
No. It is
No, because something has to be Disney.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Over,
I guess so.
Move over, Captain. This mister is trading in.
Mean Girls.
Some Mean Girls.
Krista, Mean Girls.
I
Right.
laughed about, Petey Pan, Mean Girls, close.
Mean Girls.
Well
Mean
done,
Girls.
you guys. I laughed about that one for longer than I should laugh.
These are very
alone.
clever. Your boyfriend is wrong.
I'm going to
Very
play this
clever.
episode back for him later. All right, I only have 3 more because they're also hard to write.
I know. That's why I'm like, these are in depth. Okay, go.
Let's see. Here comes your next one. No one's slick as these guys. No one's quick as these guys. No one's neck is incredibly thick as these 3 sailors who are on a 24-hour shore leave in New York City.
Gaston the Town.
Well done. Oh my gosh.
That was funny.
Guest on
Did
the
you think
town.
I would be so good at this? Did you know? Did you have an inkling I would be so good at this?
I had a feeling you were going to be pretty good at this. And then I did something I never do, which is when I emailed you earlier today about something else, I was like, by the way, how do you feel about Disney? And you were like,
Yeah.
oh no, I'm going to be terrible at this.
Yeah. Well, because I thought it was trivia, but this.
No. It's,
I got
I never doubted you for a minute.
No. Trivia's on Mondays, and he already crushed that. So.
Okay. Yes.
All right, here comes Gaston the Town. Way to go. I see some comments coming in. Well done.
The Town.
Here comes number 6. Actors Equity President Kate Schindel goes down the rabbit hole in this short-lived musical. But will she prevail? Not if Woody and Buzz's owner has anything to say about it.
Oh. Okay, hold on. Oh, Wonderlandy. I'm always having a hard time.
Wait, Wonderland
Andy. Yeah, I'm always having a hard time. I'm always getting them reversed. I can't figure out how to like put them in the right order.
I was trying to do Toy Story and Wonderland, and I was like,
yeah.
I'm also not helping you because I keep switching which comes first. Like I didn't write them in a specific order.
You're not supposed to help me.
Well, listen. All right.
I'm supposed to figure it out.
This is the last question and the most slant-rhymiest question.
Oh,
so just run with it. Here we go. When a no-good-nick florist makes a deal with the baddest sea witch in town, his luck starts turning around. His work is flourishing, he's being interviewed on the radio, and he's finally got the girl. And the best part? All she wanted in return was his voice. It's a slant rhyme. It's a slant. Just stick them together.
Ursula?
Start with the name of his show.
Lemar.
Start with the name of the plant show and then go to the sea witch.
Okay. Little Shop of
Ursula? Okay, that was not.
Little Shop of Horrors, and Ursula.
Oh, I thought you were just saying Little Shop of Ursula.
No, Little Shop of Horrors, Ursula. You have to kind of slur. You have to slur through. And listen, these margaritas help.
Margaritas are.
Little Shop of Ursula. All right, let me check my scorecard over here and do some math. It looks like that's a perfect game for Krysta Rodriguez in my Disney on Broadway mashups. Well done. I never doubted you.
Thank you.
Very impressive. Very impressive on all fronts. On the Broadway and the stage front, on the home improvement front, on the Disney mashups front. You guys, it is 6:18, which means happy hour is officially over. Drinks are full price again, so I hope you got your fill. But Krysta, before we can let you go anywhere, we do have 2 questions that we've asked every guest of our show so far. So it's your turn to take a crack at our hard-hitting happy hour questions. And the first question we have for you is, we are about to celebrate. We're going to celebrate Liza's birthday, but then we're also celebrating a year of an industry, a pretty wide industry shutdown, and a year of a lot of hardship and some hurt. But our question for you is along that time, these drinks really are hitting me now. I'm like, words. Along that year, what is something along the way that has brought you some joy or kept you feeling creative or kept you going?
Getting to do some design stuff has been really fun and creative. Trying to use creativity in a different way and in a different sort of service to people. Like I think what we love about theater is the contract we enter in with the audience, where we all get to decide like this is something that will never happen again. So there's a camaraderie that's missing. So when I get to sort of be in service of something, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that.
That's great. And then the second question that we have for everyone is, once this is all over...
Not for everyone, just for Krysta.
Just for you.
No one else needs to answer this one.
This is my turn. Okay.
Yes. Once this is all over, which, we're getting there, slowly but surely, but
keep your masks
as long
on.
as you keep your masks on, everyone, it's going to be real quick. What are you looking forward to most once this is all over? Like, what is your perfect day after
margaritas at Hell's Kitchen?
Listen, I'll take it.
Truly, though, like I went to the park the other day with some friends, and like we sat far apart, but it was like as soon as we got there, it was like this is the life that I live, and it's so wonderful. So just being with friends in places where we don't have to worry about it, and eating in a restaurant, and doing all the things, but mostly friends. Like, I love a long dinner, just like a super long appetizers to cappuccino. I want the whole thing.
The whole thing. That's great. That's perfect. I cannot wait for that moment.
My favorite part of a restaurant is that somebody comes over and refills your water. Like, I didn't realize how I was taking that for granted, that like you're having dinner. I drink a lot of water. So like you're having dinner and you're drinking water, and like 5 minutes later, you don't have to get up and go refill your water.
Yeah.
Like, someone's refilling your water.
I think I also realized that some of my favorite restaurants, the food is not as good as I think. It's the company with which you decide to go to that favorite restaurant with. You only go to it when you're with people that you love. Because when it gets delivered to you, it's not as good. It's about the experience of being there with people. So I'm excited to do that.
Absolutely. I can't wait.
I love that.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Krysta. It was so lovely to catch up with you and to see you again.
I know.
It's been so long.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's so nice to see you. We know time is weird right now, so it means a lot that you came to spend some of yours with us. I can't wait. I'll be waiting and watching my Netflix, watching for the big announcement. Happy early Liza's birthday.
Day.
Yes.
Thank you.
And it's so nice to see you.
You too.
Cheers, and thank you for joining us for Happy Hour.
Yes,
Thank
cheers.
you.
Oh my God, you guys, if you're just tuning in, you're late. You missed our very special Broadway guest bartender. It was Krysta Rodriguez. We made really strong margaritas, and she bested a Disney game because she's very talented.
Yes.
If you had fun tonight, please do hit subscribe on this channel. There are 3 shows that come your way every week. Dylan, you and I are kind of the finish line. Thursdays.
We are.
Come on back on Monday night. Chris and Kevin Metzger-Timpson are hosting Broadway MT Trivia. 3 rounds of Broadway Trivia, 2 special guests, and only 1 winner. Somebody wins, the other person is very upset because the stakes are what? Real. So that's on Monday night, so subscribe for that.
And then on Tuesday night, you can head on over to this channel to see Good Morning Tonight, starring the Jackie Cox
I thought you were going to say me.
And Michael Hall.
Me. Yes.
And that is Tuesdays at 7 o'clock.
Work. And then Dylan, you and I will be where we've been every Thursday for a year.
Next week will be officially 1 year of us doing this broadcast. So,
and we'll be here with all of you. You guys, as always, thank you for tuning in. Until next week, wear your mask, wash your hands, and we
stay safe and stay inside unless it's beautiful outside. Then go outside with your mask on.
Yeah, and stay away from people. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, 6 feet. Perfect.
We love you guys. Cheers.